Yes, and we all welcome to our favorite social media program, The Buzz, where everything buzzing on social media is being brought on the table, and we'll discuss all about it. But first, before we go into the topics for today, usually we have a ritual to tell you what is the update on COVID-19. Presently, we have 1,444 new cases of COVID-19, which was recorded in Nigeria on Sunday, January 17, 2021. Now, according to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, Lagos recorded 901 new cases, and that is the highest for the day. Other states with new cases include Plateau, 136, we have Kaduna, 56, FCT, 54, Ebonyi, 53, Akwa Ibom 52, Nasarawa 32, Osun 29, Ogun 28, Imo 16, Oyo 16, Edo is 15, 14 is Kano, Rivers is 10, Ekiti 7, Borno 6, Abia 5, Benue 4, Yobe also 4, Kebbi is 3, and Anambra is 2. The agency also disclosed that there were 717 community recoveries in Lagos State and 2,825 in FCT. Now, Nigeria has a total of 110,387 confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 89,317 patients have been discharged so far, with 1,435 deaths recorded. Now, that is the update, and of course we know that a lot of schools have resumed right now amidst this pandemic. I know people are coming against it, like the school should not be in session, everybody should be home, because while the numbers are increasing, and like we said, there were new discoveries in different communities this time around, and we keep saying something, we don't have enough tests being conducted. That means we don't even have the exact number of cases of people that have been infected with this COVID-19, and yet we still choose to allow our kids, we still choose to allow our children to get back to school. And somebody will say, it's because all their children are not in Nigeria, out of the country. Because if not, they definitely would have to put a hold to school resumption. What's your thought about this? Let me start with you.
Okay, the thing is that, like you rightly stated, it's the rate of testing is extremely low.
Yeah.
So it does not in any case, in any way indicate the number of Nigerians that are really affected with this COVID-19. And there's nothing we can do on the short run to increase it. Nigeria remains Nigeria. And there's been a number of inexplicable deaths across board. You hear somebody went to sleep and didn't wake up. This man's son died. Some of them may not be directly related to COVID-19, but undoubtedly, many of them are related to COVID-19. So there's been this spike, and then we are opening schools. It's very scary, extremely scary. But then, if you don't open schools, if you hold it for 1 more month, 2 more months, will the virus, will the COVID be gone by then? So it's a very delicate, very complex issue to handle. How can you live a normal life, still bearing in mind that the COVID phenomenon is there, it's rampaging, it's deadly, it's killing. So some experts are saying it's fine for the students to return to school. Private school owners are on it. Oh yeah, we're taking all the necessary precautions. Are they doing it for their pocket or for the good of public good? It's hard to say. And some experts are saying, no, we should not do it. I don't know, but there should be serious monitoring, serious inspection of the whole process as it goes on, and determine if this will continue or if the schools will be closed. We need to live our lives. We can't just end everything, close schools indefinitely. So what becomes of this generation that will remain out of school for more than 1 year, 2 years? So let's open the schools, but strictly adhere to all the guidelines. That's what I was saying.
Okay, Femi, I want to come from this angle now. If we are to resume the school, as Tochukwu said, do you think if they have the task force to actually make sure that everyone complies to the preventatory measures, do you think it can still be achievable, being that this is Nigeria? Let's be real.
I want to speak from both sides of the mouth, and permit me to, because I'm a school owner, I'm a proprietor of a school, and I have a bias as far as that is concerned. And on the other hand is an analyst that I'd also like to be fair in every of my analysis. So let me speak from the school owner's perspective, and I was part of the dialogue between NAPS. NAPS is the National Association of Private School Principals and Proprietors. And we looked at Ireland, we looked at the UK, we looked at Canada all throughout last year. And honestly speaking, schools were the last thing on their mind when it comes to closure. Every other things, bars, restaurants, hotels, they were quick to close them down. And doing our research, we found out that kids will always adhere to rules and regulations in the school environment than when left at home. When left at home, how many parents can sit down with their children for 8 hours, 8 solid hours, and will not even be fed up? We know parents that even all throughout the early days, they were begging us that, please, when will you guys resume? The problem these children are giving me is too much. But can we complain? No. Teachers can say, sit there, and children will sit. In fact, some children will even be scared of the teachers than some of their parents.
Naturally.
I don't know, maybe you get what I'm trying to say. So if you look at the age bracket and then the ability or the probability of Nigerian children being probably stubborn, I want to be a little bit choosy with words, then they will tend to listen to their teachers more when it comes to adhering to strict rules. Now, but now trying to balance things as an analyst now, where the fear now exists is, do we now have teachers and school owners that are actually safety conscious? I think that's the first question we really need to now ask ourselves. My school resumed today also. Do I think we are 100% safety conscious? I think probably because today is 100, I want to score my school 70%. I'm a very sincere person. I want to score my school 70%. Why? This morning, so many parents came and their children forgot the face mask at home, and then with plea and whatever, we exhausted the little quantities we bought that were intended to sell. We could not even customize because I looked at it. It is wrong for me if face mask is 100 naira and I want to sell a customized school probably for 300 naira. To me, it does not make any sense. That means I'm more money conscious than the health side of it. That's what I'm talking about. So you find that so many people will now be looking to extorting and exploiting the loopholes. Aside that, teachers, custodians, are they even trying? Are they going to be willing to be submissive to, or they're going to do it for eye service? When the principal is coming, they quickly try their jokes. The children are watching. So it's not even about telling those children rules and regulations, which I know they can compare with, but are we the custodians actually ready to lead?
Set the example.
By example. That's where I think the problem is actually.
Okay. All right. What would you say?
From my own experience, I think COVID is here to stay. And if you shut everything down, there has to be a movement. If you shut the economy down because you ask everybody to stay home, you have the students to stay home, at what point do we get back to normal? So, like he said, I can advocate for both sides. I can advocate for you opening the school, I can advocate for you staying at home. But in the States, when you stay at home, you have access to internet, you have you have access to internet, you have during the shutdown, the state government gave every student a laptop. So they gave every student a laptop. So you have access to the internet, you have laptop. The parents are more easy, for the children. It's easy. Yeah. Whereas in Nigeria now, not every family can afford a laptop. No. Not every
even data.
Not every right. There we have unlimited data. Once you can stay online as long as you want. Here, every time you use the data, you're consuming money. Yes. So if you shut the school down, so in a way, life has to go on. So, but with what he said, we have to go with a lot of precaution. And since I've been in Lagos, one thing I observed, a lot of people don't take this COVID serious.
No.
You go outside, you see people without masks, just still walking around the street, either because they cannot get the mask or for some reason they believe, it's nothing. And the same symptom with this COVID is similar to the symptom of malaria. So some people have fever, they might be COVID positive. I just got malaria, I will go kill myself. So I think it's spreading more now. And as far as closing the school, I think we have to move on. You can't just shut everything down. It has to come to a place where this thing is going to be here for a while. So we have to find a way to deal with it. And dealing with it is a lot of prevention. Wear mask, wash your hands. One thing I observed here in Lagos, when you go to the supermarket, before you get into the supermarket, somebody is standing outside with a spray. I mean, even if the school can do that. So I mean, those kind of little mention can help stop the spread.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing is this: both cases are arguable. You can make cases for both opening school, closing schools. Children are more obedient to their teachers, as you rightly said. But then in school, there's an aggregation, the coming together of so many students. And at some point, you can't just keep them indefinitely sitting at one point wearing their face masks. There's a point they must interact, they must play around, they must jettison what do they call social distancing. You can't strictly regulate children and make sure that they all adhere to social distancing. The teachers, like Nigerians in general, teachers are just Nigerians, are lawless. We have no respect for the law. We do not obey the law, but that is understandable. This man, former chairman, what did they call them? Speaker of the House, just got married a few days ago. And I saw the video of that marriage. The crowd that was there, it was mind-boggling. And there was nothing about social distancing. Nobody cared about wearing masks. People just thronged. The place was so crowded, and everybody was having fun. So we got people arrested in Lagos, 200 people, disgraced, displaced. Just they were out there and were being treated like criminals. What happened to that party? And all the crowd and the man himself that organized such a wedding ceremony under this insinuating circumstances, has he been punished? So our leaders are lawless, and as long the masses, without knowing it, want to behave like their leaders. So the lawlessness is attributable to the problem of leadership in Nigeria. But we have to keep modeling it through, like we've done over how many decades, since 1960. So with the COVID pandemic, we are modeling it through, we'll keep modeling it through until the vaccines are made available. In the process, people will die. People die crossing the street, but we still cross the street every day. People die flying to Abuja, but we still, when we can afford it, take the flight to Abuja. So it's just one of, you factor it into the risk calculus of life.
Okay. Let me add something. Probably for those that are watching, let me share a little bit of what we are doing in my school, so that some of you parents that are watching can hold your schools to hold them to high standards. It does not have to be expensive. You are just being sincere and being health conscious as far as your children is concerned. One, at the entrance, we've limited that nobody except children can enter into the school premises. Now, those that come for inquiries, we've created a different corner. Before, they used to enter into my office, where the head teacher's office, where the head teacher or I attend. But right now, every inquiries, there's somewhere in the premises, not even the school, not even in the building itself. There's somewhere where the inquiries is made. Now, at the point of entry, the pupils that morning, they get their hands sanitized, and they must come with a new face mask. Now, new one, very, very important. Now, when you now enter, one of the things we've been able to do, because I had to spend since Wednesday training my teachers, we now found out that, okay, if you're going to do agric, basic science, and home economics for the 3 consecutive periods, okay, take one period to write the notes for 3 subjects, then use outdoor for explanation. Let the children go, they use single seats. Let the children go out to the seats. The compound is spacious enough. We're trying to encourage social distancing. Okay, now aside that, when you explain, divide them in groups and let them do a quiz as regards what you just explained. Instead of just, now, no more break time. Break time, normally everybody comes out. Everybody comes together. Yeah. So but what we've now been able, we've tried to gamify the content of our teaching to now serve as break time. Now, you find out that the first 10 minutes of break time, they eat their food on their seats. And don't forget, I've said, aside writing on the board, most of them now go out for explanation, for the teacher's analysis. Now, they gamify content, I give you instances. Right now, the only thing I'm still struggling with about gamifying is mathematics, and that's actually my specialty. And I'm still thinking outside the box. Collaborating with my other colleagues to see how we can do that. But the truth is, it is doable. It now has to do with the school management and how they are willing to really think outside the box or think like there's no box. Okay. But it is doable. The era where teachers have to stand in front of the class and people sit like sheep ready for the slaughter is actually gone. Because the teacher, if the teacher is infected, the child will just be pouring everything out.
Okay, that's a good one.
Can I add a quick to what he said?
Okay, all right.
When you're talking about lawlessness, I think it's misinformation. When the COVID first started back in last year in January, a lot of people in Nigeria said it's a white man disease. People are dying in thousands in the States. And you look at the statistics in Nigeria, it's very low. Maybe not even up to 1,000 people. Now we have almost 400,000 in the States. What's the reason behind that? And even Nigeria is almost 200 million people. State almost the same thing. But yet you look at the death rate and you look at the hospitalization in the state and compare it to here, you still find that it's still, you can't compare both. Then some people say it's a white man disease. Some people say it's nothing. So I think that there have to be more education on that level for people to start knowing that this disease is real. And I don't know if this is true or not. Some people believe actually that the hot climate actually killed the disease.
And that might be a factor. And some believe we have partial immunity to it because of our years of using chloroquine and anti-malaria. Partial immunity, not complete immunity.
But if you say that, then we have places like Texas and Florida, which is extremely hot, and people are still dying.
But not humid. Hot, but not humid. So there might be. I'm not an expert.
I don't know.
It's not my fault.
But there's something there.
There's something missing. There's something missing.
For the scientists to
find that out.
Some people say maybe when we were growing up, the immunization we have it's helping.
Americans get immunization, but a different kind.
It's a different kind.
Not for the other one. Pox. What is it? Chicken pox. The one that just got eradicated. What was it? Polio, chicken pox, and all that.
Because if you look at the numbers, it just doesn't make sense. If you compare the numbers and the ways, just like you said, that party, you said, Donald Trump did the same thing. It was a lot of
disaster.
Yes, right. And from that party, you said, if you find out how many people, you might not even have 20 or 30 people that's infected. So there's something there that
yet to be explained.